Hello everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Listen Up, a Girl Up ESCP podcast. Today, we'll dive into a recent but hot topic, the life of the tradwives.
This phenomenon is a return to traditional roles with an emphasis on the 90s. In other words, the wife stays at home, taking care of the house and raising the children, while the man is the breadwinner of the family and is the only one to work.
Even if this phenomenon has emerged recently on social medias, especially on TikTok, it is not new. In fact, it has existed since long ago.
Even if the trend went viral in the last 2 to 3 years, the term tradwife dates back to 2020, and its origin comes from Alena Kate Petit back to 2016. Alena Kate Petit was a pioneer of the movement, creating the Darling Academy in 2016, a website with tips for stay-at-home women. She spread the concept of this trend. However, she said that the new era of this movement had become its own monster.
So what has changed? Where does it come from? What exactly is this movement? And does being a tradwife really benefit women? How is it possible that they encourage a model based on dependence on their husband, while at the same time making their living on it?
There is a real paradox in the tradwife movement, which is that they encourage and promote a role where, as you said, you are financially dependent on your husband. And they also promote a role where you entirely rely on him. But at the same time, they make a living from it. Thanks to the videos they're posting every day, they make money. And so they're not completely in harmony with the model they promote, which could be seen as ironic or hypocritical.
Moreover, this image shown on social media isn't realistic at all. Many women can suffer from trying to pursue this perfect lifestyle while being unable to do it because of different reasons. To live this perfect life, a lot of circumstances needs to be reunited. A wealthy husband, no financial problems, a caring husband, or even no economic problems.
But wait, I have a question. If I criticize a tradwife, am I being anti-feminist for criticizing women's choices?
I think that is all a matter of perspective. Actually, when a journal or a man that is feminist criticizes the choice of a woman to be a tradwife, it means that it is a criticism on the choice that a woman made compared to the ideal choice that a woman should make in our society. So it is a bit anti-feminist because it involves the fact that there is supposed to be a perfect choice that a woman should make, which should be independence and being able to rely on her own, etc. But it is also a way of being feminist because it means that this person is aware of the fact that the woman that is a tradwife doesn't want the other woman to be feminist by promoting this lifestyle where everyone, especially every woman, should be a tradwife and rely on her husband, and therefore not letting the choice to other women to be independent.
As we said before, tradwives openly reject feminism. They are being anti-feminist, sexist, and have very conservative views on those topics. This is really ironic. But now the question is, why is it ironic for them to reject feminism?
Because even if it is a personal choice, and even if everyone should be able to choose the way they want to spend their own life, it remains problematic that they reject and opposes feminism. It is a problematic behavior.
It is ironic because it is thanks to feminism that they can assert themselves as tradwives. That being a stay-at-home woman is not an obligation but a choice. Women in history fought so that they would have the choice to do whatever they want. with their lives.
Quick parenthesis, guys. If you want to know more about women in history, stay tuned for another episode.
Coming back to our subject, we should also differentiate a tradwife and a stay-at-home woman. Because when a tradwife openly rejects feminism, a stay-at-home wife doesn't always recognize herself in this movement and can also be a feminist.
As Emma Watson once explained it in an interview in 2017, feminism is all about choices, and if you want to live at home and if it's your choice, then it's alright, but it has to be your own choice and only for you.
That feminism, there's not one way to be a feminist, which we still seem to be struggling with, and I'm not totally sure why.
Yeah.
But I've realised with Meg's character, her way of being a feminist is making the choice, because that's really, for me anyway, what feminism is about, is choice, it's having choices. Her choice is that she wants to be a full-time mother and wife.
To resume in one sentence, all tradwives are stay-at-home wives, but not all stay-at-home wives are tradwives.
We could also question whether it is really their choice, or if it isn't influenced by society, by the way women are portrayed on television, by traditions, and more. As these old ads on the screen show, it was suggested in the past, and even in more recent days, that the place of women should be at the kitchen, that they should be taking care of children, that they're not capable of being independent, and that they have to rely entirely on their husband and obey in a way to him.
In fact, we tend to think that it is not really or not always their choice. It is more of a social conditioning accentuated by traditional movements and conservatism.
In fact, conservative parties in the USA are organizing fairs where they promote the tradwife movement and explain how to be a proper wife. Young girls attending these events are being completely brainwashed by the speeches and by everything that they learn there.
But this choice is also the result of a more broader movement that takes its roots from different kind of crises. In fact, in a world where you have a lot of crises, such as socio-economical crisis, political crisis, environmental crisis, etc., people tend to go back to the things that they previously know because of uncertainty. Since they don't know what is going to happen next, it is more of a reassuring thing to go back to a previous model, such as the tradwife model, to be more sure of what is going to happen and to feel more safe. So it is not 100% an own choice, but a choice decided by factors that are external factors.
Not every lifestyle fits every person. But what is problematic about this movement, this trend, is that it promotes a model despite an unrealistic and dishonest representation of it.
It creates disproportionate expectations, such as the boss lady model did it in the past. This boss lady movement was considered as a very emancipative way of behaving, a way for women to be independent and to rely on oneself. But we can wonder, does this movement of the boss lady really benefit women? Thank you for listening, and stay tuned for more episodes on this channel. Bye guys!